Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. Why should men get married? I was thinking about that past couple days and everything. And before I even get into that though, y'all go over and check out Rom Wills About That Business. You know what? Sub that joint. Do Uncle Ron was solid and sub that joint. You know, I'm trying to get to 1,000 with the subs. Trying to get to 1,000 with the subs. So y'all go over there, do me a solid, click it, and I got a video over there that's going to be that's interesting that I put up today, and also I got something coming Thursday. Yeah, I'm about to get deeper with this whole economic thing. But anyway, right? Why should men get married? And I think that has to be the question, regardless of your race or nationality, whatever. Now, let's keep in mind that even though we have plenty of men who don't want to get married, or they've been married and wouldn't want to do it again, there's still plenty of men who do want to get married. But I respect them. I respect their choice and everything. But if you really want to get down to it and you really want to get logical about it, why should a man get married in this day and age? I mean, well, let's think about the obvious things, right? That marriage doesn't work out, right? You know, then all of a sudden, dude is in like some divorce court, or if he have children with the wife or soon-to-be ex-wife, family court. It's like, a man has a lot to lose by marriage. If you really think about it, like, I know some spiritual literature say it's good for a man to find a wife. Well, yeah, it is good if he can find somebody who's cooperative with him. But often, this is what the average man is facing out here. And we got to keep it 1,000. The average man is facing some woman who, one, she might not see him as her good bar, as her alpha, right? And she's marrying not so much because, she's so enamored with the guy. But you have many women, they just want that status of saying they married. I mean, I've met, in my lifetime, I've met several women who had rings on their fingers and they'll be like, well, I'm married. Then they trying to grind you on the dance floor. I remember one time at a club, I had a woman who just saw me and was dragging me to the dance floor. No, she was dragging me, right? And I looked at her finger, right? I was like, honey, you married. And she was like, oh, no, that's all right. My husband cool with it. And I was like, where's your husband at? Oh, he's sitting back there. You have a good night now. I was like, no. But you get stuff like that. A lot of times, you got many women. They ain't sincere. They just want that status of saying they married. Some women, they want to have that big wedding and all of that. And you just like, all right, so what am I getting out of it? You're like, the man is like, even in that process of getting married, many times the man is just told where he got to stand and what he got to say. So that's mostly about the woman. So you starting out that way. And then, man, he started working hard. And then, I'm going to tell you something, a lot of guys told me. A lot of married guys told me. Thankfully, I didn't experience this when I was married, to be honest. But they were like, yeah, Ron, once you get married, the sex stops. And that's true for many men. Once a woman say she got him, all that stuff, she was coming off the chandelier, deep throating them and everything. All of a sudden they get married, it's over. It trickled down to You know, that thing that used to be twice a day trickled down to once a week. And forget all the freaky stuff. She's, when they were together before they got married, she's wearing all that Victoria's Secrets and stuff, and got all that perfume fixing up. Now she got those granny panties on now, got her hair in rollers, got some on her face, or try to get in bed and stuff before you get there, right? And then you still might want some. You go over there, you like, baby, you woke and she snoring. It's like, damn. Yeah, I mean, that's one thing, right? But then, you get into the other stuff, basic disrespect, and then, you might, she's giving you hell, you trying to do some stuff, she trying to interfere. I mean, there's as many men that there are who out here married catching some hell. There are scenarios, because everybody got their own story, all right? And so it's just like, all right. You see all that, and that's during the marriage. And then after the marriage, shoot, you get all the shit you worked hard for. She get half. She get the house that you worked for. Why ass was working on some part-time job. You working 70 hours a week on 2 jobs. Then she get the house. And a portion of your salary. And if you don't do it, the popo come into your house. You just like it. The thing is, guys who ain't married, they seeing this because the man complaining about this at the barbershop. And people looking at him, and the guy's like, damn, why should I get married? And the funny thing is, women know all this bullshit because they be co-signing each other in it, right? They have the nerve to wonder why some men are like, you know what, that marriage thing, nah, baby, I'm good. You go ahead and do that thing. And plus, look, I'm going to hit y'all with something else deep, too. It has to do with that whole, how feminism has freed up women to be strong and independent and all of that, right? Some guys, especially if these guys select, they look like something, got a little bit of money, they're like, well, wait a minute. I can get married and be stuck with the same woman, the same sex, for conceivably the rest of my life. And if I were to get a mistress or something, could possibly lose everything that I worked for. Or I could just stay single and service all these single, strong, and independent women who, despite everything they think, can't fight against their own nature and still want a hot dick in them every now and then. Right? He's just like, wait a minute, why should this guy get married? It's like you can't even tell a guy to get married. Y'all notice I don't really promote marriage on this channel. I don't. What, I be a hypocrite because I ain't married anymore, so I can't promote it. I refuse to be a hypocrite about it. What I'm gonna say? Oh, it's such a great thing. I'm like, somebody talk about it. I'll just, I'm just like, hey, you gotta make your own choice. I can't tell you. And I challenge y'all to tell them, nobody can say I promote it. I promote men being their best selves and being able to get a woman to spend some time a woman to spend some time with every now and then. That's really all I promote. Because it's hard for me to tell. I can't even tell a man. It's like, why should I? I mean, I haven't got burned by that whole system, but there's plenty of men out there. They probably had little mini mansions and stuff, two-car garages and half, acre land to cut with their big old lawnmower. Now living in some studio apartment. And to make things worse, the ex-wife probably still in the house with a new boy toy who could barely spell his name. So, guys see this, especially young guys. Young guys, shoot, they see this shit already. They like, hold up. You telling me I need to be married? You ain't married. Seriously, they see the older guys, because what they out here, this is universal. Men pay attention to what's happening with other men, young men. They trust me, they watching. Even though people might not think they paying attention, trust me, they paying attention. They paying attention from a young age, so they just like, well, hold up. Mommy and daddy done went through a divorce. All the uncles and stuff barely making it and stuff because they being killed with child support. And shoot, and don't let a guy be in a position where he even got to go near a family court. You know what? I don't talk about what I used to do often. I know some nosy people pretty much figured it out. But I remember I used to. I'll just say I worked in the court system back in the day. And sometimes I just had some free time. I go sit in the family court. Man, first of all, you had to first of all, you walking in there, and sometimes you just got to just stand in the back. Well, not really stand, but you got to squeeze in. Like you could have a murder trial going on somewhere in the courthouse or something. You can always get a seat in it, right? You could always just walk in. Shoot, there'd be so many people at the family court though, man. You go in there, you got jostled for the. You know what? Sometimes you just say, I'll just come back later during the slow time. Unfortunately, there's never a slow time, so you sitting in there. You could be sandwiched in between two guys who, worked hard for 20 years about to lose all their shit. It's like, damn. Because you can tell because they looking nervous. They're like, oh, damn, what this bitch gonna say? Especially sad if it was a woman judge. But I'm laughing about it. It keep from crying there, y'all. I'm just being honest. Because you be feeling for some guys. So it's like, it's just something to think about, right? What benefit does a man even get from getting married nowadays? I mean, the only man who might get a benefit, honestly, I'm just being real with you. It had to be one of those good bar types who decide they want to settle down. I'm just being raw with y'all. And usually they don't settle down. They probably just making their mama or something happy. It's like, okay, ma, I'll settle down. Knowing they ain't giving up their hair. Or they want to legitimize their children or something. But it's crazy. It's crazy. And until there's a fundamental shift in culture, I don't think that thing is going to change for a very long time. I think it will change, though. Honestly, I think it will change. And, when I'm up, well, I ain't gonna get too deep. I'll take another tack. Great grandsons will probably be like, oh yeah, marriage is the best thing. That's all I'll say. Anyway, y'all, that's it for today. Just an old guy rambling. I'll talk to y'all. Peace.